This is LiveKit, which is a project that I just came across this week, but I thought it was really cool, and they have an open source repository for people to build with. So I wanted to see if we can dig through. So I'm not very familiar with it as usual, but we're gonna load it into Yalla and kind of see what we can learn. So this is their website. They're mostly kind of infrastructure for building voice agents. So their GitHub is here, which I'll link to, but framework for building real-time voice agents. Here's their code base. I haven't looked into it too much, but I did load it into Yalla. So let's see if we can come away with a little bit better of an understanding here. So, okay, LiveKit delivers natural, interruptible, that's cool, and low latency conversational AI experiences usable in production environments, allows developers to easily integrate with web browsing capabilities. This is cool. Okay, it provides a high-level type-safe Python interface for complex Google APIs. So it seems like it's providing a lot of the orchestration. Like if you were to build voice agents yourself, not only would you have to integrate into each one of these separate APIs yourself, but you'd probably also be building some of the logic for handling the interruptions, making sure that things are low latency and, has the right retry logic, all of that. So that's cool. Okay, let's see. So primarily built in Python. What have we got? OpenAI, Google Cloud, DeepGram, and Chromium. Okay, so that must be for browser infrastructure, web browsing capabilities for the agents. Okay, let's come over here. I'm going to close this out and zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so what do we see? We have a Google plugin, OpenAI plugin, agent worker, browser plugin, browser subprocess, job process. Okay, I'm just going to go all the way detailed so we can see here. Let me zoom in. Okay, it looks like some of our arrows might not be rendering. That's okay. Let's see. So LiveKit Google plugins provides chat and reasoning capabilities with Google models. Tools component, shared infrastructure for function calling and schema management. Okay, interesting. So there are sets of tools that LiveKit provides, and or maybe it's an interface so that if you are using the LiveKit repository, you can build your own tools or like plug in your own tools, I guess, without having to write all of the logic yourself, which is nice. Text to speech, obviously very helpful. Agent worker has a server, a process pool, IPC server, telemetry server. This is cool. So if you are working on agentic workflows, you know that, like managing your processes or the IPC communication channels, the telemetry, all of that has to get built. So it's nice that this LiveKit comes with some of that kind of pre-done. Okay, what else? Let's see. So the job process has a browser context if it's doing web browsing. That makes sense. Web RTC peer connection, tracks subscriptions publishing, track subscription input and publishing output. Okay, so this is maybe kind of event driven, and there's the processes are subscribing to topics. That's what that seems like to me. CLI tools, browser plugin, yeah, and then OpenAI and real-time sessions. Okay, that's cool. I wonder what the main user journeys are here. So we have voice interaction, job assignment. I'm curious about the browser stuff. So browser context, Python creates a feature and sends create browser request. Browser service app creates. Okay, interesting. So it's just showing that the context is created. The server has to kind of be healthy and then pass it to the agent app. The handler creates it and now has the like successful browser creation. Receives audio and pushes to pipeline. Okay. Receives a transcript. Updates and calls the LLM. Oh, interesting. So the transcript is getting created before getting pushed to the LLM. I guess maybe that's standard. I haven't done too much building with the real-time voice agents. I'm not sure if that's how they usually work, but I think that's kind of interesting. Okay, and then let's come over here. I want to look first at the capabilities. So, oh, here we go, subscription. So manages peer connections for receiving media and sent. Yeah, okay, so I think my intuition there is right, that this is kind of an event-driven, like subscribing to topics sort of situation, which again, maybe that's how the regular real-time voice works. I guess that would make sense. I haven't done too much building in that space. Developer can run agents locally with hot reloading. That's nice if you're building with these. System dispatches incoming job requests to available processes. Okay, so that's like job management stuff, which is fine. Cancels playback when user speech is detected. Okay, so that's the like interruptibility. Handles barge in by stopping the current text-to-speech output and clearing buffers. Yeah, so this is what I was mentioning. If you were building this on your own, you would have to add this logic yourself. So it's nice that the LiveKit provides that for you. Okay, and then let's see. These ones are kind of generic just for the processes working. Let's see what we have in the glossary. So anything interesting in here? Turn detection. The logic used to determine when the user has finished speaking and the agent should respond. Another thing you'd have to build yourself, so that's nice. Voice activity detection, VAD. Okay, I didn't know that one. That's nice. Okay, those are cool. How about code structure? Examples, that's nice. I love when open source projects have a bunch of examples. Okay, and then there are the agent logic folders. Imprints, high-level unified wrappers. Okay, for LLM and text-to-speech. Text segmentation utilities. That's interesting. I wonder, that might be interesting to kind of dive into a little bit more, just like if they're doing anything special or specific with tokenization there, or just swapping in and out the different tools. Okay, cool. And then just some of the plugins, 50 other plugins. Nice. Anthropic, 11 Labs, Grok, Mistral. That's awesome. That's really cool for an open source project to have so many integrations. Cool. Okay, well, I'm going to be pulling in the changes from the upstream repository into the fork that I have, and we can record and just see kind of what has changed about the system over time. But as usual, I will post the public link to this documentation so that you can click through and explore if you are new to LiveKit like me. And otherwise, if you have any open source projects that you want to be dropped into Yellow, either for public documentation or just kind of a let's dive in together video, feel free to let me know, and we will be on again soon.